Hi, I'm Grace, and you're watching Disney Channel. That's stupid. Hi, I'm Grace with Trollord Games, and you must be here to learn about Castles and Crusades. Castles and Crusades is a fantasy tabletop role-playing game that uses a D20 based system. It was published in 2004 by Davis Chenault and Matt Golden, and it was designed to be rules light and adaptable, promoting an environment in which the only limit is our imagination. The core mechanic of Castles and Crusades is called the siege engine. In this system, if a player wishes to take an action and a chance of failure exists, the game master, or castle keeper, will call for the player to make an attribute check. The player attempting the attribute check will roll a d20 and add their character's level, as well as any bonuses or penalties that they may have to the result. The player will then tell their castle keeper the total, as well as whether their associated stat is primary or secondary for their character. If a stat is primary, the challenge base is 12. This means that in order to pass, the player's result must be greater than or equal to 12. The challenge base for a secondary stat is 18. This number can be altered by the castle keeper depending on how easy or difficult the attempted action may be. To quickly review, a challenge base is determined by whether an attribute is primary or secondary, which sets the base of 12 or 18 respectively. A challenge level is a modifier of difficulty determined by the castle keeper, usually within plus or minus 6 of the base. These two numbers combined make up the challenge class, which is the number that the player must meet or exceed in order to succeed in their action. For example, Nick is playing Grognar, a 3rd level human fighter. Fighters have strength as a primary stat, and Grognar's strength score of 15 earns him a +1 bonus to strength checks. Grognar is attempting to break down a locked door. The door is fairly thick, so the castle keeper calls for a strength check from Grognar. In this case, Nick will roll a d20 and add both Grognar's level and strength modifier. He rolled a 13, and adds 3 from his level and 1 from his strength modifier for a total of 17. The challenge base was 12, since strength is a primary stat for Grognar. The castle keeper also determined that since the door is particularly sturdy, an additional challenge level of 4 will be added to the base for a total challenge class of 16. Because Nick had a total result of 17, exceeding the determined challenge class of 16, Grognar successfully breaks down the thick wooden door. Unfortunately, Grognar doesn't have intelligence as a primary stat. Were he to have thought a little bit more about it, he would have realized that maybe the door was locked for good reason. As Grognar bursts into the room, he is met with the fearsome gaze of a dragon, who immediately unleashes his fiery breath on the reckless intruder. Grognar must now make a dexterity check to avoid being barbecued. Since dexterity is a secondary stat for Grognar, it'll be much more difficult, with a challenge base of 18. And because this is an ancient dragon, the challenge level is 34 as determined by the creature's entry in Monsters and Treasure, for a total challenge class of 52. Grognar is instantly incinerated. His dust is swept up, mailed home, and Nick must now roll up a new character. A life lesson to take to heart. In Castles and Crusades, life is cheap. While many systems allow you to embody the veritable fantasy superhero and save the day with lots of proficiencies and world-altering magic and outrageous feats of strength, Castles and Crusades scales the experience back a little bit. Your adventurer will truly start out at the bottom when they set out on their journey, and you'll have to play smart to ensure that they live to see the end. So, sorry, power gamers, but there's no way to break CNC. But fret not. While this system is built to avoid the rampant power creep that we see in other games, you'll be rewarded for teamwork and creativity every step of the way. From all of us here at Trollord Games, may your castles be sturdy, your dice favorable, and always remember Rule 16. An ancient indecipherable tome in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Thanks for watching.